Anyway, so I'm here to show you the ferno, what we call the ferno InX, and it stands for Integrated X-Frame Patient Load and Transport System. Probably the most common question I get asked on a daily basis is ferno have some sort of a loading system? You know, oftentimes customers have seen our competitor's version where you have a trolley system that's permanently mounted to the bottom of the vehicle, and then you pull it out, you marry the cot up to it, mechanism works, takes the weight of the cot, and then the operator shoves it in. And the answer to that is we have a loading system and we have a power cot and one piece of equipment. I don't know how much you guys all know about ferno, but we've been solely in the EMS business since the 1950s. I don't know if anybody here is fans of the old show Emergency.
Yeah.
Okay, those are all old ferno cots.
I'd say
so. We used ferno forever still.
So up until 1997, we had no competition in the market, and since then, our competitors come on the scene. They've done a very good job. They produce good products. About 8 years ago, we were in development of actually the same type of system that they came out with. And there were some drawbacks that we noticed right away. One is you lose interoperability and flexibility. Okay, we understand because we're EMS focused, vehicles go down periodically. Okay, so when you're in the capital equipment business and you're spending money on capital equipment, we recognize that it's kind of problematic that because a vehicle goes down, now your capital equipment goes down with it, because that equipment now is permanently part of the vehicle. So we wanted something that was adaptable, flexibility. The other issue is that we don't always have nice flat ground like we're on right here to work with. Okay, and oftentimes if there's a weird angle, the vehicle's sitting at one angle, the cot's sitting at another angle, it's problematic in terms of how that marries up.
Sean, this is Dr. Meiser. Hi there.
Hi there, Sean.
Dr. Meiser.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Yeah. So, long story short, we took a step back, re-engineered, and also considering that ferno, we got our start actually in the mortuary business. Not a lot of people know that, but back in the 1950s, if you called for an ambulance, oftentimes you got a mortician who showed up. And so what we did was, if you've ever seen how a mortuary cot works, it's usually one guy working by himself, and they go to load the patient, they run it up to the back of the van, and as they run it into the van, the front wheels will flip up, and then the trolley wheels will continue on, and then the rear wheels will flip up. So the legs are working independently rather than simultaneously. So what we did was we said, well, why can't we just incorporate that into a power cot platform? And lo and behold, what we have is we have a loading system and a power cot and one piece of equipment. And that's how this product was born. So I'm going to demonstrate how it works, just so we connect the dots. But really, in this format, on the ground, functions just like a regular power cot. Okay, everybody's kind of familiar with this. So these are right here. These are two of the 6 critical lifts that you do every day. And the 6 are lifting and lowering, loading and unloading, carrying somebody downstairs, doing a bed transfer. Those are the 6 lifts.
Dispatch, joint 103 off the air and available.
So I'm going to come up to the back of the vehicle. I've got my patient on here. I can have a 700-pound patient on here. Would you mind flipping that bumper right? Okay, I'm going to catch my hook. Now at this point, what I would be doing is I'd jump on the end here, get ready to load, pick it up, have my partner bring the legs up, or if I've got a power cot, press the button, wait for the legs to come up. What I'm going to do is press this button, so my front wheels come up. Okay, I'm not holding any weight. Go ahead and roll forward. So if you see this little red line right here, it's telling me that my intermediate load wheels, which is this set of load wheels right here, are now through the door, and it's safe to bring out my second set of legs. So I press the same button, I have a little balance point right here. I'm still not holding any of the weight. And then, in fact, if I had a patient on here, as you can see, 2/3 of the cot is already into the vehicle. So you're going to have a cantilever, a counterbalance to that. But what this does, rather than, if I've got some drift, rather than having to wrestle this thing into the fastener and torque my back, or have my partner grab the nose and push it into the fastener, I've got a pivot point here. I can maneuver this thing around all day long, and I can show you how this works with a patient on it. It's really slick. Okay, at that point, we'll go in, I've finished my load, okay? This is not gonna fit in your fastener. The NX uses its own set of antlers, but what that does is that set of antlers will accept any other cot on the market. So depending on what your budget situation looks like, if you can only afford to outfit one part of your fleet, you would still not lose interoperability amongst all of your cots. Okay. To bring it out, reverse the process. Catch my first set of wheels. Release my bail. At this point, my partner would either release the bail, or if I'm working by myself, come forward, clear the bail, come out, and roll into the house or the hospital or whatever you're going to do. Does all that make sense?
Crystal.
So where we were going. Couple of things that were big factors in the development of the product was, one is safety. And if you follow what's going on with all the new crash standards, the SAE has come out and made recommendations in terms of whatever goes in the back of a vehicle has to withstand a 30-mile-an-hour crash. So we've gone to a completely different harnessing system, which is what you see here. You take the primary chest strap off. You've got an anchor point that's down around the scapula, and then your straps wrap over the top of the shoulders like suspenders. Okay, this prevents any sort of patient extrusion if you were in a forward crash. Lighting was another consideration, and this was came from from users who periodically you're going to work in a low light situation. Rather than have somebody stand with a flashlight or what have you, I have the ability. I can turn this button here. This will shine lights down at your feet, down in front of you, as well as 360 around the cot. In a situation where you want visibility, like see on the side of a road or something like that, you have a flashing option.
That's pretty impressive. How long does the battery last on this?
So battery is typically a how often and how heavy kind of an equation. With what we call an average height weight person, you're going to get about 26 cycles. So up and down, one up and down is a cycle. It's a lithium-ion battery. You have two charging options. One would be an AC power adapter that you would have inside the vehicle with another battery, so you would swap it out after each call if you wanted to. The other is we have an integrated charging system where if the cot is in its fastener while it's plugged into shore power, where you're driving down the road, you're always continuously topping off your battery. So you're always going to have a topped off battery.
So is there an override in case the battery dies?
Yeah, yeah. So you have an override right here. As well as one at the head end. It's going to control each set of legs. So you just squeeze this, and it's going to drain the hydraulics out of the system.
Could you demo that headline?
Sure. So, yeah, you press that. So because it's an independent leg, one quick thing about that, because away from the vehicle, the power load system is just a power cot. So when you have a power cot where the legs operate simultaneously, if you have a failure and you have to go into manual mode, then your only option at that point, if you're down at the ground, is you, your partner, with the patient on it, you have to lift the whole thing up. And then press the manual, let the legs settle. And with independent leg, if we had somebody on here, we had one guy could squeeze this while the two of us could essentially seesaw. You're not having to hold the whole weight of it, okay? Seesaw it up to the point where once we get the load wheels to the height of the floor, now it's the floor and the ground are doing all the work. You don't have to hold it anymore. Then you can just fold your legs up and finish the call. Does that make sense?
That's worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario, yeah.
So we need some batteries always charging at 8 cents.
That never happened with us.
So it's got an integrated place to put the O2.
That's correct, yeah. If you did need to swap the battery out, the battery lives right here. Take it out.
Oh, boom. So you just,
Lithium ion,
yeah. Oh, dang.
extremely light.
Smile.
Yeah. So you can just carry a spare inside of it.
You could, yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's unbelievable. Like, wow. Yeah. Much like.
The lithium ion, like I said, there's no memory issue, so you can partially charge. It's not gonna falsely tell you.
That's a mini little fusion reactor.
I like the idea.
And it's an idiot-proof connector, correct?
Yeah.
Continuously charge while you're moving.
Oops. So, one thing I wanted to sort of hit on, and I kind of moved past it. A minute ago, we were talking about what independent, the advantage of an independent leg gives you. So, oftentimes when we're away from a vehicle and we're rolling through somebody's yard or what have you, my partner and I, to negotiate an obstacle, we've got to pick this whole thing up, right? So with an independent leg design, I can step right over it and just keep on rolling. And then what he would do is he would take some weight off of his end, and then we can continue on. So as you use the cot, you get more proficient with it. That process becomes a lot smoother, a lot more fluid. But services that once they've gotten used to it, you get really quick with it. Okay. Likewise, let's say the back of that ambulance is like a top of a 2 or 3 step porch. Okay. What I could do is I could just put the load wheels on the very top landing, bring my front wheels up, push the cot onto the porch, bring my rear wheels up. Once all 4 wheels are on the top of the porch, bring the whole thing up, roll into the living room or whatever you're going to do. And you've probably seen that off our website because there's videos of that, people doing that. There's the videos of people going over the top of Jersey barriers. There's all kinds of stuff. I mean, that's one thing our end users are really good at, posting stuff on YouTube. It's great advertising for us because it's not anything we're doing. So, ergonomically, I'm a big fan of using what we call the pole stretcher handles. Okay, I like having things out here, get away from the patient's feet. Plus, if I do have to take the weight of this, I'm using my butt and my legs more.
Really good for a guy like me.
We talked a little bit earlier. Somebody mentioned about the patient surface extender. So
yeah.
we have a similar to like a regular bed rail you see in a hospital. Everything attaches with this attachment point right here. So you can take all your accessories off, move them around if you want to. The patient extenders attaches to the same system. Okay, rides like a regular bed rail. I have a picture of it in the brochure in my car. If you had a bariatric situation, you could then flip a little switch and they roll out, so you get 48 inches of width.
Without buying a new girder.
What's that?
Without buying a new girder.
Yeah.
What's this coming down to?
Self-destruct.
Yeah, it looks like it. 3, 2, 1.
So that's called chair mode. And this was came about by Joe Borgraff, who actually owns the company. This is for situations, long hospital waits in the ER, grandma in her 90, and you want to do more of a respectful bed transfer or something like that. You go to your chair mode. Press this button right here. If you need to get into a really tight environment, collapse that.
Oh,
down.
there you go.
Elevators.
Rather than fold down and everything falling off.
This is typically where the transformer jokes start to come out because when it's done. And that's the cot soup to nuts. Does anybody want to try it?
Should we get on it?
What's that?
Put a patient on there, give it a shot.
So, you got a demo stereo already? Man, that's impressive. Now, do they have different sizes?
Come out. No.
No.
There's no quick release of the seat belts in the event they're grossly decontaminated and we have to get them off to clean.
Take
So
this guy right here.
Okay, fantastic.
Wow. I kind of like these too.
Yeah, the ergonomic
So-
press.
They can come out and you can rest their arm on it to start an IV or
Yes,
something.
you're right. You're exactly right. That was kind of the thought process, as well as if you had to accommodate a larger patient.
Yeah.
You can push them out. Thing about armrests, rails, there's no safety retention factor on them. It's usually a patient comfort kind of an issue. And so just through the development of the product, the feedback we had from different patients was that this was a much more comfortable position to be in. They could either grab it or they could fold their arms over it,
Yeah.
something like that.
This was
The other
good
thing too is when you go to do your bed transfer, this is totally out of the way.
Yeah.
If you have a larger patient and you're folded down flat on the rail there, and the mattress is squished, sometimes they can get drug across that. There's a little button right here.
Why is it yelling at me?
Okay.
Because you broke it. So what it's doing is it's telling you if I were a 700-pound patient, it's saying we're at a little high, we're a little high to be rolling this thing across
Put it on your
the
side?
ground. So what it's telling you is let's lower me down. It's going to turn white. Now this is what it's saying is for a 700-pound patient, this is the optimal, what we call the default transport height. There's nothing, if you were higher, say you're a taller responder, there's nothing that's going to prevent the cot from rolling. It's just a visual audible cue to tell you that I'm a little bit high.
Oh, cool. You can adjust this different parts?
Yeah, you can take that off and move it around if you want.
When are these fixed, if the hydraulics leak or the
Yeah.
filters break off?
So, two options. One is our service organization is called MSAR. I don't know if you have a contract with them right now because they service both strikers and us.
How'd you get that in?
So, and he's a 24-hour response. The other is if you have your own biomed on site here, we can do what's called Cot Care Certified. So they're certified to do your own work on that.
Which is probably what they would do.
It's about a $500 class. It's about a 3-day class.
once it goes in,
You gotta demonstrate steering tear mode yet.
the oxygen,
Going up and down
steer.
for this thing.
like
You guys show that yet?
No, we, there's some.
This actually goes
goes
up
down,
and
I like it that goes in.
No?
No?
The
Okay.
oxygen
Well-
still stays.
I was gonna say, 'cause I hadn't heard
No,
that.
I just want to make sure I hadn't missed something here.
No, he talked about it goes up and down small flights of stairs, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, I can't tell you that's gonna do every set of stairs, because a lot of that depends on the rise and the run of the stairs.
Right.
I'm just saying in certain situations, you know, with a regular power cut, your only option is to carry it.
Now, oxygen mounts, back here on this
That's
road right
correct,
there.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah, see, it doesn't hang.
the
Once
front
it
legs
collapses,
and the
that's
rear
good.
legs,
Which means it can
is
go
there
down the ground.
certain buttons for which one on?
Nope, same button. And how that works is, watch that screen right there.
Yeah,
So let's say I'm putting pressure on the load wheels, okay? Watch what happens to the screen. It should tell you which legs are active, because they'll be green.
okay, yeah.
Front ones.
Yeah.
Now all 4 are active,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So if I put pressure on this, it's putting pressure on a switch inside the
I see.
actuator.
okay,
Now go ahead and do the same thing to the rear.
or just push.
Right. So what happens is, when I do the load, I push it in, and then all of a sudden, you have weight taken off of the rear. And that tells me, when you have these guys in contact with the floor, that takes weight off that switch right there.
So he knows it can do the back.
Exactly, yeah. The cot's always gonna wanna self-level itself.
Very smart.
And I don't know if you caught it or not, but when I did that load, I'll show you guys again when you play with it, but when I did that first set of legs, there was kind of a little kick up at the back. What that is that's eliminating you having to do that extra little oomph when you're going to clear your rear wheels.
Oh, man.
Okay, Pat, put Carmen in the rig.
Carmen, get up there.
You know what?
Come
I was
on,
just
Robbie.
wondering
Put it down.
to see how fast you're doing a code. You're lagging, CPR. To get this out, as opposed to getting this out. You
I'll tell you, it'll be slower,
get-
but I mean,
But
that's
safer,
part for the course of any power cut.
it's safer and less on your back.
I mean, I like
you
this.
have gravity telling those legs to come down.
Right.
You have a machine telling these legs to come down. But that's it's no different from any other power cut. I can tell you, these legs move faster than any
Bolting
other
out
power cut.
slightly left buddy.
I mean, no, I like the whole system. What's the length of the pad?
So we've got to get these guys here. So red to red.
What's the whole overall length of the pad from head to?
Question, I haven't memorized that.
Okay. I'm just looking
I have it
at
on my
this
spec sheet though.
little short guy where his feet are at.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
my butt's in the crease.
But he's
too.
got the extenders out, which is really nice, I like that.
Who's he gonna go?
So the thing about this, because as this new standard takes effect, if we were going down the road and he starts throwing up, or I got to get access to his neck or his chest or whatever, I can still roll him around and he can throw up or do whatever he needs to do, but
Because it's not.
but he's not
strapped to
detached
the
from the cot. So if you get into a, you know, and it's not even you, it's somebody on their cell phone or whatever, he's not going to go anywhere,
To
right?
balance this out, this one would be over here, right?
What's that?
Be over here.
Yeah. And then you'd have your primary chest out.
Another just
Yeah. Fall off. I get a lot of flack from these, you know. Seattle Fire, they have one strap that goes here and one strap that goes here. Yeah. But unfortunately, you know, and it's 2016, I don't know if you guys use NFPA for your, okay, you ready? Let's give it a take. Take a picture.
Video it, yeah, just done the picture.
Yeah, come on up. And I can also also show you how to set the load height on this, so you can set the load height on the fly. So if you have vehicles with different load heights, okay, stop. You're gonna come back into the hook. There you go. Otherwise, if you'd have tried to come up, you would have the legs would be underneath the bumper.
Right.
All right. So hit your minus button. Again.
Bolting house.
Okay, see that little kick up?
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
Gotcha.
Now you got your load wheels down. Now, go with that for just a second, what you were just doing there. See how you're pivoting him around?
Yeah.
You're not having to torque your back.
Like we used to on the other one.
I like that. Boom, he's in.
Yeah.
Score.
All right, bring him out.
Except for my big feet in your face. My clown shoes.
Okay, now.
So you should
Go
go all
straight
the way.
out?
There's a secondary.
Get that laser beam search.
Yep.
And then I hit the
Okay.
positive.
Not yet. You're not in the hook.
Oh, so I think,
My God.
lift up.
Are you hooked on the fastener?
No, not yet. It's just the height for him.
Is it stuck on the
Yeah, I
lid?
got him.
No,
Something.
it's not caught on anything. It's just these wheels right here. You gotta put a little bit of
Pull back.
Okay.
oomph behind it.
Now put the wheels down.
Yeah, it's just that little lip that it has to come
Here.
up.
Just lip to the metal.
Yeah. You're not hooked, yeah, it's just a little bringing over that little hump because of the height for you.
And my height.
Yeah, that was all.
Get up some momentum.
So you also have handles down here if that's
Oh,
easier
you know
for
what?
you.
Although then
Okay.
you have the feet in your
So
face.
now put your,
Now
your
hit the
plus button.
positive.
Yep.
And how do you know, does it stop automatically or is it?
Yeah, it stops at the ground. Okay, now pull.
That's the scary
Okay, now you're caught. Time out. Go forward. Actually, he's caught into the,
Oh, is he on the fastener?
Oh,
yeah.
So, kick the nose.
Hang on, no.
no,
So,
push
actually-
forward. And bring it
Yeah,
back up.
yeah, you gotta come back up.
It's caught enough.
No, go forward a
Push
little.
forward.
Yeah.
There you
Now
go.
push plus. Plus. And forward. There you go. Now pull out.
You feeling
Plus
anything
again.
right there?
No, this is
Not you, I'm talking.
no.
And
Ta-da.
press and hold minus. Press and hold minus.
There.
Anybody else want to try it?
Roll that down.
Happy house, man, do it.
Hey,
Oh, watch you.
how did you
You're a
feel?
beast.
I am.
Let's see here.
You shouldn't have to do it. You'll never be out here.
Bring back the old days from '78. Yeah. There we go.
It's up there high.
Okay, now you got a locked wheel right there.
Yep.
And
So as soon as you get past that, you can stop.
come out. Okay, hook's caught. Now press minus.
You just gotta move it over somewhere. I mean, when you're putting it in, you just gotta make sure it's over lifted up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like anything. So did it automatically kick up?
There you go.
Do
Yeah.
that second?
Yep.
So you're saying, as far as once you get it in there, you can't pivot it?
Yes. So there's we have two
Have to be free
two mounting systems. One is this type of mounting system, which is your amateur rail. Yeah. Push your plus.
We're on that slow.
Yeah.
Now I can see why that
Plus he
guy
weighs a
should have.
freaking ton.
Yeah, he weighs a ton. No, he doesn't.
Plus. And come on out.
Roll it over some gravel or block dust or something.
All right, driver's test next. Give me med 2.
Okay, you're passing all our skills here, say.
You have to do that every time.
Okay, stop.
Bring wear out the battery.
And let it minus. Back.
Nope, nope, a little more.
There you go. Now you're through. Looks caught.
Watch the way.
Hey, you get,
I'm glad for the extension.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to
You
be
like-
doing that.
Don't want to press the button because it's kind of like flying in clouds. You're afraid to put yourself on the wall. I'm gonna hit the wall, or he's gonna fall.
Now the patient extender, you don't use attachments.
Correct. It's packed the same way that
They're not
the
out.
IV pole.
Wow.
So let me address that really quick.
Told you you don't want to play with me.
What's that?
Told you you don't want to watch out for.
Knock the wheels. Brake, brake, brake. Does it have a brake thing? That's a good question. Does it?
Does it what?
Does that have a brake?
Oh, yeah.
Are there any squeeze brakes?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you can
So if
lock
you're
the wheels, but
All right.
but the just